Yes, guys, welcome back to Kings of the Bridge. Hope you're all well. Big up every single one of you that are in here right now. Please do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and all of that if you can. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Yes, people, welcome back to Kings of the Bridge. I hope you're all well. Obviously, that intro's changing, man. Don't worry. It's just a temporary intro for us right now. But we're just talking after this live for the weekend before the match reaction. We're going to have our intro and countdown back in here. I know how much you guys love the intro in the chat. W's for the intro for sure, which obviously Matt done very, very well on as well. Make sure you guys are hitting the likes, man. We need to get the likes up, guys. Like we did earlier on, 50 likes. Let's go. Every time you see our faces, you should just hit that like button. That's literally the way I see it. Every time you come in, like. It massively supports the channel. Obviously, we've got just 11 people in here at the moment. Keep sharing it as well on all socials if you can. Get some new people in. Maresca staying, Gem. I was here this morning. We done a stream this morning on the Maresca press conference, which was very interesting as well. And all of the things that I thought it would have been anyway. I saw people having meltdowns and I said, listen, I'm just going to wait for the next press conference and talk about it. Hence why I come on earlier on today. But we have Matt here as well. Matt, my co-host as well, is here with us today. Obviously, if you're not following the Discord as well, guys, get in the Discord because when we finish here, we do a big, what is it called, Matt? A voice chat or something?
Voice channels, yeah.
We got voice channels over on Discord where we all go in and we all like chill for an hour or two, talking football, talking personal. If you feel like you want to, talk offline to people and get to know the people that you're actually speaking to on here, you can do that over there as well, guys. Like it's the community that we're looking to build over this next years or course of the year. You know, it's really going to be a special one. So we want you guys to be able to voice and talk as much as we do as well. And that's what the Discord's for. It gives you guys the opportunity, if you've got the time or you're feeling slightly lonely or you feel like you need to talk to anyone, to come into that come into that app and come and join us over on the voice chats, which Matt actually hosts the majority of as well. So make sure. How good is the Discord, Matt? Tell them.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, look, there was a lot to talk about yesterday, the whole Maresca part. And obviously, once people watch the YouTube, it was nice then for people to come in the Discord. There's people who don't normally talk have come in and talk, and it's just a nice way for everyone to kind of meet each other, not in just a comment point of view. So Pybus, obviously I know you're in there a lot, Toby's in there a lot, Archie was there yesterday, you had CFC Don, Con was in there. So a lot of the faces that you've seen are popping in more and more, especially likes of Con as well. So those opportunities that you felt you wanted to chat to people you couldn't before, it's a really good place to just have a chat. And like Jem said, not just to talk about football, but I mean, we were finding out yesterday that Louis had 8 cats living in Spain. He's got a metal band with his dad in a tapas bar, which is like, I don't know if he was very joking or not, but it was just quite funny. I think he was pulling my leg, to be honest. He said he was 5'5". Anyways, but it's just a nice place for us all just to chill, just with your mates, have a drink or whatever, and just chill.
And we've got the link for it. Can we put the link in the chat?
I'll put it in.
Can we put the links? Thumbnail for the stream looks. Hey, listen, the thumbnails are made by Matt again. Matt makes all the thumbnails here as well. He's got so much planned in terms of graphics moving forward for this channel. We are going to be, in my opinion, and I'm not just bigging this up, in terms of graphics and intros, we are going to be the best looking platform on YouTube sports. I'm talking about in the short space of the Chelsea community, the football community. You ain't going to beat our graphics and you ain't going to be our intros. Like, that's just it. Like, I don't think anyone has an intro on here, do they? Or they do. I think some people have intros, but yeah, wait till we get the intro uploaded as well, which some of you already know quite well, which is an absolute banger. Discord will be in the chat very soon, the Discord link. So make sure you hit that and get yourselves over on the Discord and join the Kings of the Bridge community. We're literally nearly at 100 members over at Discord, so make sure you get yourselves in there. Also, on the flip side of it, before we get into the match preview, make sure that you are, again, this is up to you guys, if you'd like to subscribe, subscribe to the channel, you've got an option that says join next to the channel as you're watching me. I think it's somewhere below me. If you hit that, I think it's £3.99 a month. And I'll be quite honest with you guys, all it is running costs for this, for the YouTube, for this channel, to be quite honest with you. It allows us to, put not only the graphics and the intro, which has already been paid for, but it also allows, it's like running costs for us more than anything. It allows the channel to grow. It shows the love and support that you're putting towards it. It goes towards paying for we have to pay for the StreamYard subscriptions and things as well. There's a lot that that we do to make sure that these things are as good as possible for you guys as well, and that you guys get the most out of it. And we want to make it as fun as possible for you guys as well. So make sure you follow the Discord. That's the first thing I would say. And yeah, Matt, we've got lots of stuff coming up, haven't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, exciting times. Obviously, we've gone through it many times. Obviously, everything which went through playback, but now it's kind of onto a new lease of life going onto YouTube. I think we've got pretty much everything's lined up now. So it's just from really next week, it's going to start looking like what it was before on playback. So yeah, it's going to be good.
For sure. Now I'm looking at the likes before we get into this, and we're not even on 20 likes yet, guys. I know there's just 20 people in here now. That means 10 people in here have not hit the likes yet. Get it up to 20, guys. That's the first aim. 20, 25, and then we go to 50 altogether. Let's try and do that if we can, please. I'd massively appreciate it. Geez, I invested in a proper light gem.
If you subscribe,
how are you, bro?
Able to.
It's not me, bro. I'm in the hotel, unfortunately, and the lights are fucking shit. But at least you can still see me, right? It was good earlier on when I could actually have some natural light in the room, but in the evenings, bro, I can't do nothing about it. It's the only light. Literally the only light in here. But tomorrow I'm going back to Dubai, so all of this will be clean. You'll be seeing me back in Dubai anyway. How are you, Marty, man? I haven't seen you in ages, bro. You good? How are you? How do we like? I'm on my phone struggling to find it. It's the little thumb. There's a little thumb. If you just hit the thumb below what you're watching. Oh, for fuck's sake.
So that's in Kinku.
He just follows us everywhere, doesn't he? Consume me, he says. Consume me. Bro, we're not on playback anymore. You can't be saying stuff like this. Yeah? It won't let you as well. Right, anyway, let's get into Chelsea and the preview. Let's talk about that because, we've got a big game on the weekend. And I was saying it earlier on. I don't think people fully understand how big not just this game, but this next run, Matt, of 3 games before Man City at the beginning of January, we've got Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Bournemouth. How are we feeling at the moment as a Chelsea fan? Because obviously we won our last 2 games. It was on a bit of a sticky period before that, and we got 3 very, very challenging games in Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Bournemouth. So, how are you looking at this next sort of Christmas run?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know how everyone else feels the same, but because of all the annoying noise which has been coming out this week with Maresca's comments and what's happened yesterday, kind of my mind's just not really focused on it, which is really that's what's annoyed me about this kind of outside noise. We've actually got such an important run to come here, and really we could potentially lose all 3. Theoretically we could, and that could be disastrous. But I think out of those games, out of 9 points, I want us to get at least, I think we've got to at least get 6 points, I think, out of that. I know it's quite hard, but I can see it potentially being Villa, a win, and I think tomorrow a win as well.
Abraham says, Newcastle, we have to win. They have so many injuries, and that's what we're going to go to in a second and obviously talk about it very, very shortly. This tweet here. Wrong one. What have I done here? This tweet here from Daily about... no, sorry, not this one. Where is it gone? I did have it. Anyway, this tweet here. It's still here from Daly. The other day we achieved our third semi-final in 80 months. Last season again we was good in terms of trophies and we finished fourth. Blah 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 blah. This is obviously Maresca's comments beforehand. But yeah, there was a comment about injuries, wasn't there? Number of injuries, I'm pretty sure. Was it Daly that was commenting the injuries?
So Daly, I think, accredited it was I can resend it, mate, to you. It was from a journalist called Craig Hope.
Oh, Craig Hope.
Yeah, Craig Hope _DM, and he was explaining about the injury news for Newcastle.
This one here.
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely. Okay, cool. So Craig Hope says Newcastle's injury and team news update for Chelsea. They have no Tino Livramento, they have no Sven Botman, they have no Kieran Trippier, and they have no Dan Burns. Now, can I clarify? Is that not their starting back four? Right there.
It's huge.
And sorry, you want to include the other one as well, Lacazette, whatever his name is, Jamal Lasaka, whatever his name is. That guy. I'm pretty sure that's like their whole defence, no? Yeah. I said their defence gone. Hey, big up CFC Pulse in the building. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Always a doubt also. So who have they got? I know that they're playing Miley at fullback. They're playing Murphy at fullback. Who's actually their centre-backs as well? Joe will start, and he had a big bozo gene in Milan, giving away penalties. If we press him, he'll make mistakes. Interesting comment there. Interesting. So you again,
won't it? Being centre back, Shah and
Shah. Oh yeah, Shah. Yeah, it'd be Shah and this guy. It'd be these two.
Yeah.
I mean, you looking at that, Matt. You probably haven't got a better opportunity of playing Newcastle, have you? Than what we're looking at right now, have you? Really?
Well, I think the Livramento thing's huge because he seems to always play he's a very good player. Clearly, when he was at Chelsea, and when he obviously went to Southampton as well, and he's obviously done very well at Newcastle. But I think you got the likes of Sven Botman as well. Dan Burn is always a huge one for me, where he's such a physical player. He's like 6'7", and we always, I think when we played against him last year, all we did was play long balls to Jackson, and then it was Dan Burn just cleaning up house. So I'm not worried about that. Clearly, obviously, the midfield for them is still strong. You've got Tonali and Gomez as well. It's weird that he said his likely starting is going to be Wissa and Gordon. Obviously, what about Voltemade? Is he?
I think Voltemade's available. He scored an own goal, didn't he, the other day? So
I'm surprised. I thought he would start though. But anyways, obviously, it's not their official lineup. But
yeah, back as well. Yes, he is. Listen, that is not a strong defense. We have an opportunity with our attack to really press them, really cause them into making mistakes. They're missing their natural fullbacks getting up and down the pitch as well. Livramento and Trippier are threatening in doing that. Murphy, he can still do that. Don't get me wrong. He can fill in as right back. But in terms of defensively, he ain't it. Miley as a fullback defensively, I don't think it's it as well. Fabian says Miley is starting to come into his own in midfield. Don't know if him or Joe Linton starts. Well, I think I've been hearing that he plays fullback. I'm hearing that Miley's playing fullback currently for them, which means that they've got midfielders playing in defence, which means they're not even at full strength as well. So, listen, there's a big opportunity here for us to really take advantage and win at a ground that we've really struggled at, Matt. Right? Really struggled.
Yeah. Exactly. I think this is a huge opportunity for us to finally get that result, and I think it'll be huge as well. We're 12:30 kickoff, and I think, in terms of the league, I think it would then just push us a bit more pressure on Villa and City and Arsenal as well. So it then means that the clubs behind us then have to win to keep up. So.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned, obviously, the Premier League table. We'll have a look at that currently right now because, to be quite honest with you, you're spot on. It's about putting pressure on. We're the first game to start. I haven't actually done my 4 score as well, so we need to do that. We're the first team to start the next match week. And obviously, if we win, it keeps us in the same position, but puts us 2 points away from Aston Villa. And obviously we've got 2 points on Palace as well at the moment. So it kind of opens up that gap. I'm not too sure who the others have got around us, to be fair. I know Spurs and Liverpool are playing.
It'll be interesting to do that app. I can't remember which that app Toby said. The one where it did the line, when you predict the scores, then it will change the table to what it could be.
Yeah, if Toby's here, can he send that again? We'll do that. We'll do that at the end.
Really
quickly
good.
as well. Just quickly go through it. But it leaves Chelsea in a position where they find themselves 2 points off of Aston Villa, 3 points off of Man City, and 6 points off of Arsenal, who at one point we were like 8-9 points behind, right? So this is a good opportunity for Chelsea to really gain some points and go in with some momentum. I can't stress how important a win against Newcastle tomorrow is, along with beating Aston Villa at home and beating Bournemouth at home. Remember, we've got 2 home games on the back of each other straight after this Newcastle game. So we really need to try and get Villa have got United. So there you go. That might go either way, depending on what Man United turn up as well. Sky Knight, big up, brother. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for popping through, guys. Make sure you're hitting the likes. I keep saying, are we at 50 yet? Are we close to 50? Are we even at 30? That's what I need to know right now. Please make sure you hit the like buttons as well. And let's really help this channel grow back to what it used to be, man. Let's get it up there. No matter who plays for Newcastle, they're going to turn up tomorrow. We ain't winning. That's Lonnie Season's positivity to it all. Which, to be quite honest with you, I kind of get. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I kind of get, because obviously our record's very poor at Newcastle, but they do have literally every centre-back and full-back out tomorrow. And we have to look at that as an advantage. They got midfielders playing at fullback. They got centre backs that are out. They're starting the centre backs. So they're going to have like Shah there, who he's all right, but he's not exactly. Shouldn't be worried about Shah. Benji's in the building as well. Big up Benji. Like I said previously, Maresca ain't going nowhere. You and me both said the same thing, Benji, for sure.
I was on the latter. I reacted quite hard to that yesterday.
I know you did. I've been here long enough, though.
Yeah, I was very much like, he's gone.
I see GT saying he's gone by January. I'm like, GT, please. He's not going anywhere by January, So, yeah. Let's have a look at the head-to-heads, shall we? Big up everyone that's in here right now. Let's share the screen to the head-to-heads, because we know it's daunting. We know it's horrible. We know it's not pretty, but we need to look. We need to look at this, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it, if it's come up. Yep, it's come up as well.
Clear.
Jim, they might have him out, but believe, they'll be back. Yes, but we have no excuse not to be at least making opportunities against this defence. Taking our chances, playing on them. They're not at full strength here. We have to take advantage. I don't want to hear, listen, I know our record's bad there. I understand that. But we can't be sitting there with this negative attitude of the fact that, that we can't go and beat Newcastle. We could beat Newcastle. We had 10 men last year and we battered them all second half, all because of Nicholas Jackson's stupidity. We battered them. They were 1-0 up, and then in the second half, they couldn't get the ball off us. And they had their best team out as well. So let's not act like they're some colossal team. They do what they do every time. They get the fans behind them. They press you. They try and force you into some mistakes, and then they act on your mistakes and score. That's what they do. Once they run out of that period of not being able to score against you, and it gets to 25, 30 minutes, and you get control of the game, then they're not as threatening to me, Newcastle. I don't look at them as a threat after you've got control of the game. Because defensively, they're not bad, but they're missing so many key individuals to the spine that's led them doing well, that I feel like from the back, we have to try and take advantage of this. We have to. We can't be sitting here making excuses for it, in my opinion, Lose our next 3, and he might. GT still thinks might go. Tomorrow we're winning. Trust Maresca. He's got a masterclass tactic in it. Listen, we're going to do team lineup soon anyway. It won't shock me if we see Reece James in midfield again, Gusto on the right, all of that. It wouldn't shock me. We don't have Levi Colwill now, though. So what? We've got Fofana and Chalobah, who have kept how many clean sheets? 5? 4 or 5? They're in good form. There's some good chemistry there. I believe the squad is good enough to contend for the title, but we won't win games if we never learn how to manage games off the bench. So who are you pointing that finger at, Benji? Are you saying that's a Maresca thing? Is that a Maresca thing? Are you saying he's not managing the subs well enough? Remember, we've won our last 2 games. Yeah, we're on some sort of good momentum compared to before that. Ramsdale in goal reckons we might win 4-1. If we look at this, Matt, I can't remember the last time we beat him away. I mean, we lost there. We lost.
Wasn't it when Reece James was that?
There it is.
James?
There it is. Right there. 30th of October 2021, 3-0. Yeah, was it Reece James that shot on the right? If I remember, I need to have a look.
Get a double or something? I swear, didn't he get 2 goals?
Reece James, yeah, double. There it is. Reece James with 2 goals on Jorginho over penalty. That was the last time we beat them. 2021. Not bad. It's not too bad compared to other teams in terms of our atrocious record, but. Yeah, 3-0 was the last time. Maybe we can do another 3-0 this time. I hope so. I hope we do. Benji's blaming Maresca and thinks he needs to manage the game. Why do you not think that setting us up correctly from the first stint, why do you not think that the players on the pitch are not good enough to just get the job done without them managing? Because, don't get me wrong, we could be 1-2-0 up. And then, yes, of course, it's about managing, putting whoever on or putting an extra man in midfield when we're leggy and all of these things. I understand that. But surely if Maresca gets the set up right, we go and actually, go and cause problems, go and win this game, really, Matt. And I mean, how confident are you looking at this game now, knowing that they've got all these injuries as well, Matt?
I'm expecting a bit more of a reactive performance tomorrow. I think with that lineup, I'm feeling more confident because that Dan Burns not being there is huge for me. So I just think physically he kind of seems to boss it always against Chelsea, and I just think the fact that you've not got Livramento and potentially Hall not there as well, they're very, very good players, and I just think, like I said, that kind of back line is then completely not there, and having to do like a makeshift back line. In the Prem, they haven't been very consistent, and obviously listening to some Newcastle fans, is that because Eddie Howe likes to play Gordon more than other players, and Gordon's not really done a tremendous amount this year so far. So I just think I'm more confident than I was when we originally did the predictions a few weeks ago. And I do think with the whole noise around the club at the moment, I think Maresca is going to be more reactive, but in a good way, to kind of get a good performance out of them. I think he knows now there's been a lot of noise has been made, and he's now probably got to go, all right, yeah, there's been a lot of noise made, but I've got to kind of do my end of the deal. Because imagine doing all this kind of circus which has gone on, and then you start losing these games. It's only going to put more pressure on him himself. So I think he's going to make some real good decisions and actually not be too passive with his decision making. I think he'll be very forward thinking to get the win. So I think I think it's probably the best chance for us to get it.
And I think you got to remember, even what David said here about rested as well. We've had players rested as well. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that also aids and helps the performances of the players. See you later, David. Thank you for popping through, bro. Appreciate you. And then you look at their run of recent. I mean, their last game in the quarterfinal was yesterday, right? They won 2-1. I didn't watch that game or how good they were in that. They lost to Sunderland in the derby. They drew 2-0 with Leverkusen. They won 2-1 against Burnley at home, 2-1. Drew 2-0 with Tottenham, and then won 4-1 away against Everton. So effectively, if you look at their last 5 games, they've only got two wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So they're not in great form. They're 12th in the Premier League as well at the moment. I know the gaps between where we are to where they are is not huge, but they're sitting 12th in the league as well at the moment. And listen, I'm not saying don't look at them. You know who I think is going to be a problem for us if we don't manage him. I think Bruno Guimaraes is going to be one of them, because for me, he always seems to turn up against Chelsea. I think Big Nick, if he's playing, could be a problem. If we're allowing him time on the ball, help with the link-up play, drop deep. We don't want to be seeing Big Nick on the ball too much, in my opinion. I think we have to be careful of their attack, because their attack is still okay. I mean, if it's Ashley Barnes or Gordon, I expect Gusto to still deal with that. He needs to be having an A game off the left. I don't know who they're even going to play off the left, to be quite honest with you. How did they? Let's have a look at this game here. I want to see how they lined up. Oh, they got Wissa as well. I forgot. So they started with
He's
Wissa.
only just come back though, hasn't he? Really?
Ramsey, Guimaraes, Miley. We should be dominating that midfield. I'm sorry. As good as Guimaraes is, we should be dominating that midfield. Barnes on the right is not the same Barnes on the left. Let's be serious when you look at that. Well, Willock. Fucking Willock. I mean, Willock likes to score against us, to be fair, so you've got to be careful with the comments. But and then you've got Wissa. I mean, is it going to be Wissa or is it going to be Nick? I don't know. I don't look at that team and go, oh my God, that's scary. You know what I mean? Like currently, because they've got so many injuries, they're missing so many players. So I think there's a big opportunity there.
Out of a goal here or there, though, as well. Like he does, he seems to do quite well against the bigger clubs.
Who's that?
Harvey Barnes, number 11.
Yeah, but not off the right for me though. I feel like Cucurella would deal with him on the right. It's just who they're going to play on the left and how's their midfield going to look. Because Miley, I'm assuming, who was forced in the Fulham game to play fullback, is not going to be in midfield. So he'll be playing left back. So who are they bringing in? Probably Joe Linton with his energy and strength, I would think, like aerially trying to win the balls and stuff as well. Big up M3. How are you, bro? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Keep in mind, Barnes and Gordon aren't really in form at the moment. That's what he's saying as well. Let's not say that too early, eh?
Sorry, I sent you that predictor thing, Jim.
Okay, perfect. I will open up WhatsApp on here and we'll get it up. That'll be after we've done the... why would it make me do this?
I can just tell you. I'll let you know at the end, mate. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in there.
It's all right. I've just got a... It won't. It wants me to log into WhatsApp.
It's fine. It's called worldfootball.net. So when we get to that point, just let me know. I'll let you know the link is. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. It's fun.
It's all right. I'm literally logging in as we speak, so at least it's done. I need to be logged in anyway. I don't even know why I'm not logged in.
Yeah, Livramento is out for tomorrow. Yep, that's right, Yankee fan.
Livramento is out. I'm doing good, Jem. How are you? All well. All well. Flying back to Dubai tomorrow, so you'll see me a lot more clearer than I am now. We've got lots of plans for this channel. Nearly over 35 people in here. Let's get them likes up, guys. I keep saying it, but it's so important on YouTube. We really need your support on the likes, man. Get the likes up. Share it out as well. Livramento is out. Yep, he is indeed. So yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see how they line up, or they decide to line up, should I say? But I think we need to talk more about how we're going to line up, Matt. How are Chelsea going to line up tomorrow against Newcastle? That's what we're going to do. And also, I've got something else after this that I want to quickly look at as well after we've done the team lineups. So let's quickly have a look.
Shane, how are you, mate? You right?
Shane, hey, what are you saying, brother? Big up Shane. Shane, like the live, yeah? We need the likes. We need the likes, bro. How are we, man? We see you, bro. We see you. Barnes is injured. Barnes is injured as well? He wasn't on that list. I didn't see that, Sky Knight. I didn't see Barnes being injured on that list. Not going to lie. How? Just literally below the video, there's a thumb. Just hit the thumb, man. Hit the thumb and join as well, mate. Join the members. Join the channel, bruv. Join the channel. Right. Matt, let's do yours.
All right. So I think the back line we all know. Cucurella.
You don't even say Sanchez anymore. He's that good, isn't it? Okay.
So Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, and I'm going to go for Gusto.
Ooh. Gusto. Okay.
Hang on, I've just forgotten now because Caicedo's back.
I'm
going to go with this actually, and then we'll see. I'm going to go Caicedo, Enzo, and then Palmer in the 10.
Oh, Enzo back in for you? Yeah.
Palmer. And then Neto right. Garnacho.
Ooh. Yeah, after his 2 goals, you think so. Oh, you've gone a little bit different to me.
I don't know whether it'll be Reece or Gusto though, or it could be that Fernandez is in the 10, Palmer's on the right, Neto on the left. I don't know. What does everyone think in the chat about that? I know it's difficult because I don't know whether he would go right back. So I thought maybe would Reece play in midfield, but then you've got Caicedo back.
I think could be that. It could be that. You know, it could be. It could be. This is the problem. It could be anything, really. It could be
Enzo Fernandez on the left.
It could be that.
Do you think they would rest Enzo Fernandez again?
If he needs it. If he needs to have that, if he needs to have another rest, then rest him. I don't know how tired. I mean, he looked pretty tired, didn't he? So I don't know if missing one game was enough. Or
I would love to see that battle with Reece James and Caicedo up against their midfield. That will be solid,
elite, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like
I still think
well up for it.
I still think you could do that. I just feel like Gusto's going to start. That's the thing. Like, the thing is, you could do so many things with this team, right? Let me just switch it to this so that people can see it. You could do so many things with this team, right? You could have Reece James right back, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer in the middle. You could have Gusto right back, and then you could have Reece James, Caicedo, Palmer, Garnacho, Neto, and Enzo gets rested again, maybe just for another game. Or you could put Enzo in the 10, Neto on the left, put Enzo, who's ready, back in, and go with Palmer on the right, Neto on the left, Enzo, João Pedro, James, Caicedo. Or you could go James, Enzo, Palmer, Neto, and then put Garnacho back in. Well, you could go like that, but, that's pretty more attackive, I'd say, more than anything, because in-game you'll see Enzo here, Palmer here, Neto here, Garnacho here, Caicedo sitting in here, and just Reece James inverting. Fofana pushed across here, Chalobah probably as your sitting CCB, and you kind of look something like that in transition. Do you know what I mean? So Reece James still, even though he's right back, comes in inverts. But then you've got to think about who they're playing there, because they could have Gordon, and Gordon will hold the wing. They could have, what's his name, Barnes, and Barnes will hold the wing. So would we want to invert in this type of game? Would Maresca look to invert in this type of game? I don't know. All I know is we have a lot of different styles and systems that we can operate and use and do, do whatever we need to do. But whatever we need to do is make sure is get the result, because they're missing their whole centre-backs. That every single centre-back and full-back is a weakness that we have to exploit, even though their midfield is going to be weakened from it, because midfielders are playing in defence. As we already know, Miley might play full-back, Murphy might play right-back. We have to, because their balance is disrupted, we've got to pull it and impose ourselves on them. Do you know what I mean? We really need to, get in their faces and cause problems, But yeah, Ads is here as well. Big up Ads, the boy.
Yeah, big up. Good to be here, man.
What are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, life's good. Just, in the midst of all the Christmas planning and whatnot. So it's a pretty busy month, as it is for everybody. So, yeah, man, but I'm doing good. Chelsea won back-to-back games now. So that's pretty good for us, especially in December. So, yeah, not too bad, man.
Ads, I mean, I don't know if you've heard much about the Newcastle news. They're missing pretty much their whole centre line and their fullbacks as well. Livamento's out, Kieran Trippier's out. Their centre backs are out as well. I think the only one centre back was Shah. Yeah. So, they're a little bit disjointed. They've got Miley playing left back as well to cover, which means he's not playing midfield. And they just look very disjointed from, say, midfield to defence. And we're saying, yes, we have a really bad record at Newcastle, but if there's an opportunity to go to that ground and win and get 3 points, which is going to be a really important 3 points, the fact that we start the match week as well as the first game in the morning, What are you expecting from this game? Because it's very hard for us to judge based on the past, right? Because we've not really done too well there. Last time we won was 3-0 when Reece James scored the 2 goals, if you remember that, back in 21. So what do we do, man? What does Chelsea need to do?
Yeah, I mean, what we need to do is we need to win. To answer your other question of what I expect a madness. That's what always happens when we go to St. James Park, to be honest. I think it's not since the Lampard season, I believe, when we actually beat them, when
21.
James scored 2 goals. I think that put us top of the league, and then Lampard got sacked near enough quite soon after that. And then obviously Tuchel came in, we won the Champions League, and the rest is obviously history with that. But obviously we've been a lot of pain since then. But again, like the Arsenal game, this is near enough a perfect time for us to be playing what is a pretty tough fixture, because again, like the Arsenal game, we hadn't beat them at home for ages, but they had played in midweek and we also had a day rest, just like today, just like this game on tomorrow. We had an extra day's rest. Arsenal had a centre-back crisis, so do Newcastle. And ultimately for me, as much as they are a really good team, they're not in the best of form, not playing great football right now. They just about squeaked past Fulham midweek. But man, we got to go there and win. And obviously, it's going to be important. We talk about the lineup as well. But for me, it's just important that we have no red cards, no nonsense like that. No bozo moments, ideally, which I know is a lot for us to ask for as Chelsea fans, because we always tend to do them in big games. But I think without those two things happening, I'm pretty confident we go there and win. And again, I don't say that lightly, because I know our record there is poor. And I know in general in big games, while we've improved of late, we don't always get it over the line with a win. But again, given their form and given how we can play in the big games, there's no reason not to win this game, honestly.
What do you think from a systems side of things, a player side of things? How do you imagine? And I know Maresca, listen, he surprises us most times. You know, we always say, "Oh my God, why has he done this or has he done that?" But from your point of view, how do you see us setting up against Newcastle tomorrow?
So obviously I was listening to you guys talking about the lineups, and I would actually go with the second last lineup that you mentioned. So it's the lineup with Neto left wing, Palmer to the right, Enzo in the 10. Obviously you're just shifting everybody up to then get Gusto at right back. So obviously it's going to be James in midfield, and then obviously Gusto right back. For me, this was pretty much the lineup we started against Bayern. And obviously that was the last big game that we played, where we had Palmer fit. And I feel like this is the best system to get the best out of Palmer while also bolstering the midfield, because as much as Newcastle aren't in great form, we still have to combat their midfield. It is a really good midfield. Obviously, no Joelinton, but it's still going to be Tonali, Guimaraes, and then most likely Ramsey, which is, a physical midfield. They're going to get up in our faces. Obviously, we know what they're like at home. They're always going to be a tough team at home. Again, regardless of how bad they've been in general this season, it's mainly away that they've had their struggles. At home, especially in the big games, they're always still a tough team to play. Again, they beat Man City. I think they had a tough game against Liverpool. I think Liverpool just about scammed the win. That's when Liverpool were playing shit but scamming wins somehow. And then they gave Arsenal a tough game, but Arsenal managed to win this. So again, they're not unbeatable at home, but they will give us a tough game. So I think this lineup here suits that, because you have the midfield solidity with having 3 midfielders in there. Again, we know what James is bringing. Obviously, Enzo, now rested, should be bringing in a better performance like he had been doing before international break. And then obviously Caicedo back and available for league games, which is great. So and I feel like having this lineup, Palmer being able to invert, because he was fast against Bayern Munich. Palmer was amazing. Scored 1 great goal, another one that was disallowed. And Gusto was amazing that game too, overlapping. And we know the form that Gusto's in. So for me, this lineup's perfect. And again, like I said, no red cards, no bozo moments, and we should be winning this game.
Do we look more like this in transition, where Gusto kind of comes to the wings, Cucurella stays as like a back 3, Fofana comes across, Reece James can obviously cover him as well if he needs to, if there's Gordon over there, or a Barnes who is going to want to hog the wing, and that Newcastle may play through him just to get out once we've got the ball. So you've got James to cover there. And then it's just like Enzo and Palmer, right? Because then Enzo's just more to the left into these pockets. Neto's obviously pushed out a bit further here. And then it's just getting numbers in the box, right? So Enzo joining João Pedro in there. Palmer doing what he did against Bayern Munich, where he cuts inside, and he likes playing off the right, man. He's favourable, right? Because he's more comfortable, isn't he? He loves to cut inside.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think he's actually better from the right. But to your point, I think this is kind of our sort of main sort of system in terms of how we are on the ball. This sort of shape, it just depends like how the players go there. Obviously, with us having a natural right back offering the width off the right, we can do this. but obviously we don't see Maresca do it too often. Now, this is actually my preferred shape. One thing we'd see Maresca do a lot with Gusto was inverting him, and sometimes we'll have like a box midfield, sometimes it'll be like a diamond. If it's Palmer off the right, obviously you don't want him hugging the touchline too much. You want him to be involved. But I can see a world where it's still like kind of a bit more of a diamond kind of shape in the midfield. Sometimes maybe Gusto will move into the 10 from right back. But yeah, ultimately this sort of shape is good because again, it gives us the defensive balance. And obviously it gives Palmer the freedom to sort of move inside from the wing and then obviously create havoc because we know what he can do. And we saw the link up that he had with João Pedro in the Club World Cup. We've not seen him much this season just because of injuries, but again, it can be very effective against Newcastle, who are missing centre backs. Again, missing Dan Burn, missing Thiaw, I believe, pretty much most of their guys. I think Lewis Hall's a doubt, so he might play, but he also might not play. No Livramento, no Trippier, no Nick Pope probably as well. So no Botman. Like, come on, bro. Like, again, I'm never gonna take a team for granted. We know, like, even Arsenal gave us a pretty tough game with their centre backs missing, but we got to beat these lot. We got to beat these lot.
Yeah. I hear you, and I agree with you. I think this, in terms of stability and comfortability against the bigger teams, I think this works best because I think Gusto hogging the width allows Palmer to naturally go back into that sort of inside 10, right 10 pocket. And it works off the ball because Enzo can drop back in. You got Caicedo and James protecting the defense, which is what we need on breaks and counters in case they try and play through us as well. Matt, what's the worry for you when you look at Newcastle and obviously Chelsea as well? What's the worry for you? How do we lose this game? Not that I want us to, but how would we lose this game specifically if we did?
Metaphorically, it's more that they're kind of an out of form team. Probably is like the most danger I have at the moment, and that Charity FC kind of comes in and play. Like I mentioned, I shouldn't have said this, but Gordon's not been having a tremendous season, and you could all of a sudden see him having a really good game. I think Ray Allen, you actually had a really good point about the kind of first half. In the first kind of 20, 25 minutes, it's like any big game like that with the crowd, like your Liverpools, etc. They're going to be rocking, and I think if they're going to be cheering every single challenge and whatever. And I think we just got to ride out that first half an hour, not make any slip ups, because we tend to not really start off very quick if the other teams are really up for it. So I don't think it's necessarily a personnel thing that I'm concerned about because of the injury crisis that they're currently in. But what I worry, it's more about, again, this is what the difficulty is with Chelsea, is that are we going to get that Chelsea who's going to ride the wave and carry it on, or are we going to crumble like we have done when we were against Leeds, Brentford, even Atalanta at that period of time, and we kind of conceded those goals. It's just what Chelsea we're going to get, and that's more of a worry. It's more self-infliction than actually what they're going to give us problems with, I think.
And adds a lot of that. What Matt's saying is probably correct. To be fair, I pretty much agree with him. But like, are you worried about how we still have been showing that we can kind of like switch off a little bit, especially in games away? Like, at least he spoke about the Leeds game. The Bournemouth game wasn't a great game. Look at the Atalanta game. We was 1-0 up and we end up losing the lead. I mean, is it more of our own doing? Is it the lack of like players not stepping up to the levels that they should be? Is it in-game management? Like, what worries you with Chelsea in this type of game?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can concern me with Chelsea, especially in big games, because as much as we've admitted that our record is getting better and we're definitely performing, we always turn up for the big games in terms of our performance level. But again, like Atalanta, we can find a way to just concede very sloppy goals. Again, the cross comes in, they had one player in the box, we had 7, and they still got first contact and scored.
Yeah.
And even then the second goal, the way that we're just backing off was very silly. Obviously, the Arsenal game, like we've earmarked, silly red card. Like I said, he, by the way, needs to have a big game again here, because as much as he's been great this season when he's played, the red card, the sloppy yellow card midweek where he got it for clapping the referee after Hato made a tackle. It's like, why are you doing something so stupid to get a yellow card like that? Like,
I agree with that.
It's very immature. So he's got to cut that out of his game, to be honest. But again, these little moments here, they obviously are a concern because we've shown that. As much as we've shown that we are good in big games and there's certain patterns of play and things that we do, one common theme with Chelsea is we do find ways to shoot ourselves in the foot. So we have to be aware of that. And that is obviously a concern. And yeah, Newcastle, as much as they're not in great form, they do have threats. Gordon's been awful this season, but we know we could turn up against us. Barnes obviously has had better go at it this season than Gordon, so he could be a threat. Obviously, Wissa's back and fit, and I believe he scored midweek. I think he scored their first goal.
Yeah.
So, because I tuned in sort of the last 20 minutes of that game, but yeah, so they've got threats up there for sure that can cause us problems. But again, we've got a really good defense currently. I mean, our clean sheet record of recent has been excellent. And even against Cardiff with a makeshift back line, we still only considered that one amazing goal that they created. So yeah, that does give me confidence. This lineup I'm seeing on screen here gives me confidence, and also our bench, to be fair as well, because again their bench isn't great because of all their injuries. And with us, again, if this is the lineup, we can still bring on somebody like
Garnacho.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's the guy I was going to say, even though I hate saying his name. But again, to be fair to him, he is a good impact sub. So that could be a threat. Other players as well that we got, whether it's getting and whatnot. So we've got options, man. And again, for me, when you spend this much money on this squad, it needs to be able to get you wins in games like this. As much as we talk about the manager and tactics and in-game management, at the end of the day, the game is played by footballers on the pitch. They're the ones who will control our destiny on the pitch. 11 of them and maybe the 5 subs. And ultimately, I look at our squad, it's better than theirs. So just go out there and win.
What was you saying, Matt? Did you have something to say?
I was saying about, I think what Ads was saying about Garnacho is that we almost don't really want to admit it, but he's quite good off the bench.
No, for sure.
He seems to constantly get in the correct positions, and that's what's really frustrating, because if he had his touch right and his shooting boots on, I think he could have converted a lot more. But he always seems to be in the right positions, and always the players, and it's always a good sign, they always pass to him as well. So there's obviously something that we're maybe not seeing, that he's converting in training level, but he's always getting in the correct positions.
I think the one thing I said about him, as much as I don't rate him like we all do, he always finds himself in the right positions. Like he will always make himself an option when you're on the ball, right? He will try and make a run into a space. And that's his biggest strength. His biggest strength is attacking the space. It's just whether you find him and then what he does on the ball, which is the problem, right? Because he could be very consistent like he was the last game, but then he can be very inconsistent like he was against who was it, where he was just missing a goal after hitting. Yeah, Everton.
It's 4, bro. But no, you're right. Honestly, we criticize his touch a lot, his finishing a lot, but it's very rare that I'm like, oh, that was bad movement from Garnacho. I very rarely say that or think that when watching him. Whereas if Gittins, I think quite a lot, he could have attacked that and got on the end of that pass or across. So yeah, you're absolutely spot on. His movement, you never really question that too much.
I think Gittins always has that bit of a Mudryk about him. There's like a bit of there's quality there, and you can see it. But he's just very in and out, and I felt you kind of got that from Mudryk as well. Sorry, Jim, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're right, mate. You're right. You're spot on. I think with Gittins, what annoys me with Gittins is that I actually think overall, in terms of ability, he's got a lot more in his locker than Garnacho. He's better with his feet off the ball. He's better dribbler. He can beat a man. He has the speed. He has 2 feet, even though we don't see it enough. He can take a shot as well. He's not scared to take a shot. I just think sometimes I said this, I think I said this to Ads actually. I can't remember who I said this to. I said the problem for me with Gittins is I feel like he just plays within himself. Like he doesn't like when certain people come on the pitch and they look imposing because they're confident in themselves. They're like up for it. They've got that up for it attitude. He doesn't have that up for it attitude. I watch him and it's like he's just playing in his own head, his own world. He's not got that urgency to his game. Where it's like you got the ball, you're 1-on-1 with the guy before the other winger comes across and doubles up on you. Why are you not moving that ball when you're shifting it quick enough to beat your man? He isn't thinking quick enough for me. He's always just waiting for people to catch up with him, and then he goes backwards, or he gives the ball away because he overthinks it, or and there's only glimpses that we see of him where I'm like, actually looks pretty good. That Bayer Leverkusen game, when I saw him live in the flesh, that friendly, I thought, fuck me, we've got a player here. The way he was just skipping past people, cutting the balls back, it's just completely different. And I don't know, you're right, it has got a sprinkle of Mudryk. It does. It's just the way you watch him. It just, Ads, we've had so many conversations about Mudryk, and he has the ability, but we just tend to not see it. And again, I think the same with Mudryk. I think Gittins just sort of lives within himself a little bit, in terms of his own playing stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Because you see these guys, they have flashes of moments, and you're like, okay, when they're on it and they're confident, you feel like natural ability wise, they've got it. They've got the ability to cut inside and shoot, dribble, more skillful. You know, these guys, natural ability wise, they're better than Garnacho. You feel like on a five-a-side pitch, they would show way more quality than on Garnacho. But why Garnacho currently is ahead of Gittins and maybe doing more than what Modric was doing in our team is because naturally, I feel like he's more confident. He doesn't rely on like he just doesn't need as much to really affect the game because he can affect the game with his movement and get into positions. And he always backs himself. He's always direct and he'll always try. Whereas if getting sometimes I feel like he's afraid to try because he might lose the ball. Garnacho definitely doesn't fear losing the ball. He does it like 20 times a game anyways, but at least he keeps on going and maybe the 21st time he might do something. So yeah, but again, looking at their lineup against Fulham, like obviously it's going to be Miley again, I'd imagine, at right back. We got to exploit that. So whether that's Neto starting, but then Garnacho coming on, or let's say maybe Gittins comes on, things like that. We just have to exploit. Again, we know when we have our weaknesses, teams tend to exploit us. So we gotta.
Do the same.
This is our opportunity to do it, and it'll be a great scout to get this, man. Especially given Maresca's comments and all this sort of noise around the club now, which is building. Like this is a way to turn it into a good thing. It's like, okay, no, Maresca's double down on something in the media, and then has got a big win on the weekend, and this will be a great way to start the weekend, man. Great way. Especially, again, also just to add, especially with Aston Villa playing United, which, again, as much as Aston Villa are on a great run of form, 9 wins in a row, they have a pretty bad record against United. Then also Arsenal, they're going away to Everton. That's a tough game for them. So, like, there's potential for teams to drop points this weekend, man. So, I want to capitalize.
And we've got obviously, we'll come back more. I want to talk a little bit more about the game in a second. We've got the predictions that we were going to do. I don't know where it is though. Fixtures. There we go.
Sorry, mate.
I think it's this one. Just trying to load it up. Oh,
let me try and figure it out. I'll figure out what Toby put before.
Premier League. Yeah. So there's a way where you can predict the results. I don't know how to do it though. It's pretty cool. But yeah, while Matt's looking at that, let's obviously look at the games that we have got coming up for the weekend. We're going to do obviously a prediction on them soon as well between us. I agree with ads. We have to win this. We have to capitalize. We have to, we have to break that duct of that stadium being a problem for us as well in terms of taking maximum points. And I expect a big victory, a big step up, whether it's 1-0, 2-0. In these type of games, I don't really care too much. I just want to win. Just win the game.
From there, mate. He's found it.
Oh, you found it?
It's called Standings Calculator on one of the tabs. There you go.
Standings.
Next, results and standings. If you go down.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers,
cool. Yeah. Yeah, this was pretty cool, to be fair. So what happens here is we put what we believe the score predictions are in here, and then we calculate it, and then it tells us where they are in the league after we've decided, what we think. But let's go through it together, yeah? Let's do it together, and we'll go back to the game in a second. I'll ask you guys, how confident are we on Newcastle Chelsea? Are we going with a Chelsea win? Are we going with a draw? Are we going with an L? What are we saying?
I mean, I'm actually in a prediction league right now with a few Chelsea friends. So I actually predicted 1-1 just because I know everybody's going to predict a Chelsea win, and I kind of wanted to hedge my bets a bit. But the more I talk about the game, the more I think about the game. Again, provided there's no freaking red cards or bozo moments, honestly, I do think we're going to win. I do actually think we're going to win. So I would probably go
1-0.
I'm thinking clean sheet.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say that they get a goal, but I'm saying we win 2-1.
Okay.
What do you say, Matt?
I was gonna say either. I think if we're gonna win, we'd have to have 2 clear goals. So I think 2-0. I think it's still 1-0. I think the crowd will play a factor, so I think it would need to be 2-0. But I can see what Ad's saying, potentially being 2-1. I just think if they do get a goal, I think it's going to be more of a draw than us winning. So I just think how the crowd react there.
Yeah, I've gone with a 2-0. I think it'll be 2 in my head. I think the first half will be like it always is, a bit slow, a bit edgy and whatever. And I think in the second half we'll score early and then we'll get a second goal later in the game. That's my prediction.
I was saying that Newcastle are definitely going to score though.
Yeah, probably Nick as well, right? Big Nick, the guy I told everyone we should get put in our
Yeah, he's going to
striker.
come back into the lineup, definitely. So he's going to start. Whistle will come off the bench. So they got options up front, but again, our defense have been really good. Trevor Chalobah, I think he's got 6 clean sheets in his last 7 games that he started at centre back. His partner's come in and been excellent. So, and obviously we all rate our fullbacks. So yeah, man, we should at most we should be conceding at worst 1 goal, and that obviously gives us opportunity to win the game if we score 2.
All right. What about Bournemouth and Burnley? I'm going with a Bournemouth 2-0 here. I don't know if you guys agree. Just Bournemouth W, right?
Yeah.
I think we all agree.
Brighton, Sunderland.
I don't know, because Bournemouth haven't won in ages, bro. Like they're like 6-7 games.
They'll beat you.
Burnley.
You say that, but it's not a guarantee.
Come on. Stop mucking around. I know you want to say Bournemouth, Semenyo. Your boy. Back your boy.
Yeah, that's my boy. I think he's gonna score, but I feel that they're gonna. Bro, have you seen your? Actually, is he your boy? But read Petrovic, bro. Petrovic, that guy sucks, bro.
He's not our boy. He was happy 25 mil now. It's great business from Clear.
Yeah,
I hear it, but no, he's been terrible this season, bro. I need to take him out my FPL actually. But yeah, man, I'm actually gonna go 1-1, bro. Go
1-1. Matt.
What for the Bournemouth game? I was going to put Bournemouth to win.
Sorry, I'll put Bournemouth to win. I've got with Bournemouth to win as well. So on this one, Ads is out on this one. We've both gone with the Burnley. Brighton versus Sunderland. Now I think this could be a really good game. I don't know about you guys. I think this could be a bit end to end.
I think
Brighton.
I think it'll be a score draw. I think 2-2.
Interesting. What do you reckon, Ads?
I think Brighton. They've lost 2 of their last 3, but that was against Villa and Liverpool. Obviously, there's no shame in that. The home form is generally pretty decent, so I'm gonna just lean to Brighton. I'm gonna say 2-1 Brighton.
Oh, it's left to me now, isn't it? I was gonna go Sunderland. I was going to go 1-0 Sunderland. I just had this dirty feeling that they're going to have loads of chances, and then Sunderland will just score in the second half. I could just feel like 1-0.
Your name's on the channel, so it's your decision what you want to do.
No, man, I'll go with Ads one this time. He said Brighton, yeah. Let's say 2-1 Brighton, yeah.
But we'll put them level on points because Brighton are 3 points behind them in the league.
Cool. City, West Ham.
City.
Or is that just like how much, really? Just how much are they going to score?
3-0. We go with that. Yeah, fair.
I'm saying 4-0. Yeah, 4-0.
3-0, 4-0.
That next game, Jesus Christ.
Wolves versus Brentford. Shit.
That better not be a 5:30 kickoff because that will ruin my evening.
That's actually, let me check when these games are because the scheduling lately has been absolutely terrible, bro.
That Sunday,
6 players out.
Awful.
Sunderland have 6 players out for AFCON as well.
Sunderland are getting gutted. By
6 players.
Yeah, didn't know that. Fuck it. Hell. Jeez.
Well,
are they like starting players for Sunderland as well? All 6 of them.
A lot of them are, to be fair. A lot of them are. I see about 3 of them are starters, so they're gonna have to shuffle around. But obviously, like you're losing depth as players as well. So like it's
Brighton. I changed my mind.
They might start wilting a bit, but in fairness, they've got paid so much dividends in terms of their performances. So, I think Brentford. I think Wolves are just awful, and I'm so glad as well because that Wolves manager he went from Borough and just left them and went to Wolves. So I hope they get relegated.
Yeah.
So you've gone Brentford. What's Ads going with?
I can't lie. A part of me wants to give Wolves something, I can't lie, because that thing is like that. It's that age-old thing where it's like at some point they're gonna get a point. Like, they're gonna get something, right? I'm gonna say 1-1.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say 1-0 Wolves.
Really? Wow.
Give Wolves the points then. Give Wolves the points.
Let's give Wolves a point, man. Come on. I feel sorry for him.
Wow.
Tottenham versus Liverpool. Wow. Liverpool not in the greatest of form, but they won their last 2-3 games. Spurs are a little bit
No,
under.
Liverpool are unbeaten in 6, bro.
I think
Liverpool unbeaten?
Liverpool.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
They drew with or lost to someone in their third or fourth game.
No, I said no. They're unbeaten. I think definitely 5, maybe 6
They
unbeaten.
drew with Leeds,
I'll double check
3-0.
now. Yeah, that's why I said
drew with Leeds.
unbeaten. Yeah, unbeaten.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so like, obviously it's not amazing form, but they're definitely like on a bit of an upward trajectory. And obviously, I mean, for me, I feel like they're not perfect, right? Because I watched the Brighton game and Brighton had a lot of chances which they messed up, and also they kind of gifted them the first goal. But Tottenham are freaking awful, bro. Like, and it's Tottenham at home, which makes them somehow even worse. And I just feel like Liverpool are just like the kind of team that Tottenham are going to just bend over, give Vert his first J in the Prem, give Isak a goal. Like, Tottenham are just the kind of team to go and do that. So
But that is Tottenham's DNA, isn't it? So
I'm actually going to say 3-1 Liverpool.
I thought you could say Tottenham just then.
What are you saying, Matt?
Like, I was just thinking, are Tottenham even going to score? But I think they'll get a goal. But I'm still thinking Liverpool win comfy.
Liverpool team. I think they're slowly just getting back. Like, I'm not saying they're going to, win or get on a title charge, but they're just getting the 3 points when a lot of them.
Yeah, and Salah's not there, is he? Salah's AFCON, isn't he? Oh, I might get that wrong.
He'll probably, he might have now. Is that AFCON?
Yeah, Salah, yeah, everybody's gone for AFCON now, so Salah's not there.
Yeah, so he's gone. Yeah.
I think this is a big game next anyway. Everton versus Arsenal.
I thought Everton gave us some. I thought if they took their chances against Chelsea, I think the game could have been quite different. I thought we controlled the game, but I felt that they were quite dangerous. And seeing how Arsenal are playing at the moment, especially what we saw against Wolves, I think this could be a slip up again for Arsenal. I think it's more of a draw than a win, but I think this could be a slip up.
What are you saying, Ads?
No, I think Matt makes a really good point. Like, Everton again were really good against us. That's why for me it was one of our best wins of the season, because Everton were good, and obviously they had a fresh week as well. And again, they've got a fresh week. To be fair, Arsenal didn't play because Palace have their sort of whole fixture pile up, so that cup game's going to be next week.
Yes,
but no, again, Matt's right. Like, Everton are a tough team to play, especially at home. Arsenal have been in terrible form. So, like, on paper, it really looks like Everton will get something, maybe even a win. But I'm actually going to lean to an Arsenal win just because they have to win this. Like, at some point, the attack has to get them a win. Gyökeres has to turn up. Eze has to turn up, even though they've been awful. And I think there's tactical reasons as to why they've been awful. But I feel like they're going to just find a way to scumbag it. Probably through a set piece, knowing them. But, I will actually go 1-0 Arsenal.
I've heard... in the comments, we've got no Grealish, no KDH, no Ndiaye, no Gahey as well. That's like their whole attack.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that, which should actually strengthen my point. But let me double check that. When did they get all these injuries?
Well, KDH against Chelsea. When did Grealish?
Yeah, Grealish is out.
If Grealish is out, I'm going to say Arsenal win.
Arsenal win, then yeah.
I mean, they've got Diblin to be fair to come in. Diblin's quite good. I like
but they got Barry up front for fuck's sake.
My boy was actually hyping him a lot during the summer, but he's been cheeks, bro.
He's cheeks, that guy. That's what you call cheeks.
What's the other striker they had?
And Ndiaye's at AFCON, isn't he? Yeah. Grealish.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and Ndiaye AFCON, of course. Obviously, yeah, there's Beto there as well, but he's not been great this season.
Oh, okay, Arsenal win then, I think.
I'll go with an Arsenal win, man. I'm sorry, I can't see. Now I've known all that, I'm going with a 2-0 Arsenal. I think Gyökeres will score as well, by the way, in this game. Leeds versus Crystal Palace. Palace in really good form until
home or away.
They're away, Palace.
I think they'll win.
Who will win?
Palace, sorry.
Leeds are good at home, though, no? They've given Leeds a draw, Chelsea a W.
I'm actually going draw. If anybody was going to win, I'd probably go Leeds, just because, again, Palace's like fixture pile up is crazy. Like, they literally they're going to play 2 games in with only like a 2-day break in between, and then they got Arsenal midweek as well, which is a big game for them. To get to the semis. So obviously they did rest pretty much everybody midweek, but then they brought some players on. But like they still have to travel out there where they played. I think it was I don't know which team they played. I think it was maybe an Irish team, but yeah, man, like they've had a lot of games lately, and obviously 2 games in the space of 2 days is kind of mad. So I'm gonna probably go with but Leeds winning wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Palace 2-1. I'm going with.
You reckon Palace win? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Palace 2-1. The fact that they played Thursday and then got to play Saturday, it's not looking good, bruv. Especially with that front line that Palace have as well. They're a danger. They're dangerous. Them lot. Pinto and
the Palace striker's goal yesterday.
no,
Got traveled it into the top corner. It's unreal.
Aston Villa versus Man United. That's an interesting one. I think Aston Villa at home. Man United on some sort of good form now under Amorim, in and there and abouts. What? I mean, Aston Villa are third in the league. If they don't win, we're only 2 points behind them, which is not bad. So, do we actually want Man United to win? I mean, we will want Do we want Man United to win?
I would say you'd probably want them to win. We need to cement our top 4 more. So if we can pull Aston Villa back into it with us, because let's be honest, I think out of the 3 teams above, I think City are going to start pulling away. I think we need to pull Villa back in. It's really tough. This is really tough. So they've got no Mbemo, no Ahmad, no Casemiro.
Oh, but they've still got fucking Cunha and Fernandez and Sesko.
Does Sesko actually play, or is he injured?
I don't ever see him play. That guy's a flop, man. That guy's worse than Gyökeres. That guy is worse than Gyökeres. I don't care what anyone says. That guy is worse.
A lot of people wanted him as well at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, Jen. It's a tough game because you just don't know what United you're going to get. You're going to get a United that's really difficult. Or
well, let's see what Ads is saying then. Who's winning, man? United, Villa, or is it draw?
I'm going to say Villa. I think I'm probably trying to defend United to try and get a draw, but I think it'll be Villa will win. I think they're just on a really good run at the moment. I think their players are on top form. So I think Villa win.
The thing is, like, Villa have such an awful record against United in general. Like, I'm even looking at the stats now. Like, I know that it's bad, but I didn't know it was this bad, bro. Like, they beat them once at home, which is in 2022. The last home win before that was in freaking 1999, bro.
What was this?
That was in the League Cup, bro. That was in the League Cup as well. It's actually crazy. Like, even going before then, for a league win at home is 1995.
What was last year, Ads, with them?
Huh?
What was the result last year with them with this fixture?
Last year it was 0-0, and I think Villa like absolutely dominated them, and then they just didn't win. So like it's one of them ones where like it's almost like they have a curse where it's like they should win, but they just found a way not to somehow win.
Chelsea against United.
It's like Chelsea with Newcastle, isn't it, basically? So is this a draw? We got a draw.
I'm probably gonna go draw again. Villa, obviously, I think they got the longest win streak in Europe right now, 9 in a row. I was thinking about maybe Villa wins because obviously United have lost some key players to AFCON, and Villa, of course, are in great form. They're playing a much better football. They're a much better team, but it's just I don't know. Sometimes history just has a way of repeating itself, and I feel like they'll just find a way somehow not to beat United, even though United are fucking shit. But I'm gonna say 1-1.
I'll go with you on this, Gem. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw as well.
Go on, then.
See a draw in this game. We see a draw. And that would be good for us because that means they'll drop 2 points. So I hope so. Fulham versus Nottingham Forest. Bit of a deadbeat, really, I'll say. I think Fulham will beat Forest.
I think Fulham win.
Yeah. I think I'll go Fulham as well on this one.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep. I got Fulham as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. So now we calculate it. Is it calculated? Yeah, no. Is it? Did it work? It must have worked. We're on 31
Yeah, I
points.
think it did work. Yeah, because Brighton are on 26 points. Yeah, it did work. Yeah.
So
We're on-
Arsenal still up with 2 points. Man City 2 points off. Villa are dropped 2 points. Chelsea only 3 points off Villa. And then Palace 2 points behind us. Liverpool 2 points, well, same points as Palace. Man United on 27. It's so tight, isn't it? When you look at how tight it is at the moment, man. Look at all this, man. This is crazy. All the way down to like, you could argue down to Everton, maybe. Even Fulham are only a point behind. And then Tottenham, Newcastle. What the fuck? Tottenham, Newcastle. Look what they are.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mess. This is actually a mess
But
this year.
it just shows basically how important tomorrow's game is.
It does, because it puts us in and around, you know, a win against them hopefully gets us 2 points closer to Aston Villa. All right, we predicted Arsenal and Man City to win. But if they do drop points, I don't know if I can change that. Let's just say Arsenal, I don't know, lose 1-0. Let's just say, yeah. And Man City draw 1-1.
Imagine that would be amazing.
Let's just say, look how close it gets now. Look, we're on 31 points and 3 points behind Aston Villa, 4 points behind fucking Man City, and what's that? 5 points behind Arsenal. That's mad.
It is mad, but then the reverse of that is if we lose to Newcastle, then you saw how far they were down the table. We'd only be 3 points above. We'd only be 3 points above Newcastle if we lose to them, you know, which is crazy.
Okay, we lose.
Oh,
Man City win. Arsenal probably win 1-0. Let's say that, and now what happens? Fucking hell!
Oh my! Whoa! Jeez.
It's messy, man. It's a messy table this year. It's a messy table. That's a messy. Look where Newcastle are now. They've gone all the way up to. No, they weren't all the way. They were down there, so they've gone up like 6 places. So
that's what I mean, bro. That's why we got to win.
Like Liverpool just steadily getting back into it. Like,
yeah, that's mad. That's mad. It's so tight right now. There is no way Chelsea's winning tomorrow. Okay, Hammond. Remember, guys, even if we draw, we'll stay top 4. Even if we draw, if we draw, we stay top 4. We've got 2 points in front of everyone else behind us. Can't lose. Just can't lose, guys. We generally can't lose tomorrow. And I keep saying how fundamentally important these next 3 games are. And I don't think people are talking about it too much. I spoke about it earlier on the on the Enzo Maresca press conference. We have Newcastle away, Aston Villa at home, and then Bournemouth at home. If we somehow pick up some more momentum on the back of the last 2 wins, we then have Man City on the 2nd or 3rd of whatever it is, January. We have to have momentum going up to that game for me. We have to try and win this game. We've got to win our next 2 home games. And if we do that, we're on like a 6-win streak, 5-win streak going into Man City. And God knows where we'll be at that point and where Man City are, where Arsenal are. We could be even closer. Hopefully. You know, we just really need to focus on ourselves and really make sure that we continue with this momentum. Can't just keep win, lose, draw, win, draw, lose, win. We need to win. I don't mind losing an odd game here and there because you can lose, but the problem with us is the way that we react after a lose, right? We don't just lose and then win again and go on a bit of a run. We lose to then lose again, to probably draw, to maybe lose on draw, and then we won a game. Do you get what I mean? And then at that time, it's too late.
Exactly. Yeah, they're kind of having that win momentum is kind of like that one. It just doesn't make a difference. So
it just seems to be too late for me. Listen, I was going to bring this up earlier on as well. I'll bring it up now. This is a comment from Eurofoot talking about Chelsea will play 9 matches in January alone, which is more than what we played in December. So we'd have to play Man City away, Fulham away, Charlton away, 3 away games in a row. And then we find ourselves playing either Arsenal or Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup semi-final, first leg. We'll find out, obviously, on that. And then on the 17th, we play Brentford at home, Paphos at home, Palace away, Napoli away, West Ham at home. That is a fucking mess, guys. Look how many games there is. That's 9 games in 1 month.
You know what comes to mind when I see that? I just think about our midfield, bro, and the fact that Enzo's on his last legs. Lavia isn't fit. Asugo's apparently back next game, which would be huge. But again, we got to see what happens with that.
Esteval. He missed.
Sorry,
he missed-
Esteban and Delap could be back next game. Yeah, you're right, against Villa. Yeah, so Sugo, I think it's still a couple of weeks, so that's even makes it worse. Like our midfield depth is not good right now, bro.
That is
So
massive, isn't it? Really, like we kind of really needed him.
This is why these 3 games, guys, are so important for me. We get ourselves winning all 3 of them games going into Man City as the first game of January. Look at that run. At least it builds us into momentum. If we get to Man City and we've lost, drawn, won, say we lose against Newcastle, draw against Aston Villa, and beat Bournemouth, and then we're playing Man City, like it's just a mess. It's just a mess in terms of our momentum, in terms of our confidence, in terms of everything, like what you just said. So your rotation is going to be key. Game management's key because we do have most of our team back. We can't use the same excuse last year where we had all these injuries and do you know what I mean? And like we were relying on certain players to play all the time. We actually can rotate. We have the options and some are returning as well. All right, Lavia and Colwill are the only 2 players that are actually properly out, barring Isugu, in our whole team.
I think definitely we've had our attack. Well, we've had most of our attack the whole season, bar Palmer, and now Palmer's here. For me, it's really on the attack to win us games because our defense has been doing a pretty good job of late. And again, even if we concede the odd goal here or there, that's fine. Again, for me, whenever we go into a game, I look at my attack and I say that we need to score at least 2 goals every game. And in terms of we've not been doing that. And again, you look at our attack, our strikers have not been scoring enough goals. Our wingers, to be fair, are starting to deliver some goals. Neto's got 8 GA, which has put him like joint 5th in the league so far, which is actually like really good. Obviously, Palmer's back, like we mentioned. So again, it's just about getting goals. And we've got a free week after Newcastle. So we've got another week between the Newcastle game and then our next league game. We've, of course, we rotated 11 players for the Cardiff game. So, like, there's no excuse not to go out there and win against Newcastle. And then Villa and Bournemouth, tough games, but again, if we get 7 points from 9, we're in a really good position going into this run of games, man. So hopefully we do it.
Shout out to Couch Critic in the chat, as always. Good to see him.
Big up Couch. So, hey, Couch, I hope you were listening and you heard me just actually big up Neto there, yeah? I don't always just criticize the guy. I don't always just cook him. You actually heard me mention that he's top 5 in the league for GA, so yeah, man. I know he's laughing right now. I know.
Yeah. It's important. I keep stressing it, and I will keep stressing it. It's such an important 3 games because we didn't have a good Christmas. We haven't had a good Christmas, shall I say? Dropping points against Leeds, dropping points against Bournemouth, just about beating Everton. Who else have we played? Am I missing? Atalanta, like Premier League games.
Yeah.
We dropped points. Like we just dropped too many points in between, and now we've got to the end of Christmas and we've got 3 games left to play. I feel like we have to really pick up some momentum going into this next period of January because 9 games in a month, played 9 games in a month is crazy. We played 7 this one, or 8, I think it might be. It might be between 7 and 8 games that we played in December. We're going to be playing 9 next month because obviously we've got Arsenal or Palace in the semi-final, first leg as well. So it's a lot of football, and we really need to get the movement right, bro. And you're right, like my midfield does worry me a little bit. Caicedo, Enzo. Reece James is being asked to play in there should be helping that really with the legs, but I don't know, man.
It's 7 games in December. It's going to be obviously now 9 in January, so the schedule's going to be going up, and that's why we just need our big players, especially to turn up, man. Because as much as the manager can improve things tactically, and of course he has done well overall. I think he's done a really good job so far at Chelsea, which is why there's some potential links to Man City. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but obviously those links are there. But ultimately, again, I always say that the game is decided by players. Those are the guys who are out there on the pitch, and they got to go out there and win us games, not get us red cards, not concede stupid goals, Because again, if we look at our quality level, it is a team that should be at least 4th in the league, and if Liverpool are going to be falling off, then we should at least be 3rd. So we got to go and do that, man.
Do you think we're suffering a bit from the Club World Cup though? It's just on performances of certain players as well. Like obviously Palmer getting injured, he's not been injured in a while, picks up a long injury and he's been out for a bit. Enzo Fernandez looking really tired. We're not even in January. Caicedo, even he's looked leggy. I don't know if people spoke about it enough, but I even think Caicedo in games this season has looked really leggy as well, not really getting around the pitch as much as he can do or does do for us as well. Do you think we are suffering now slightly from the Club World Cup and all of these accumulation of games as well? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. We are suffering from that. That is a factor that plays. Like people are gonna say, "Oh, that's an excuse or whatever." No, that's just the reality. I think the FIFA Pro like regulation in terms of time that players should get off during the summer is about 6 weeks, and we only got like 2 weeks, or sorry, we got 3 weeks off after. Sorry. The FIFA like recommendation is 8 weeks off. We only got, I believe, 3 weeks off after the Club World Cup final. And then after that, we had like a 7-day preseason, and then we were into the league straight away. So we had like half the time that you're recommended to get. So of course, that's naturally gonna come at a cost in the league, and just our general form, injuries, fitness, sharpness. So that is playing a factor. And of course, these players also got one eye on the World Cup next year. So it's definitely something that we have to contend with. But again, I look at our quality level. That should sort of be the thing that kind of like levels that up a little bit. Because again, we have better quality than the likes of Newcastle, Sunderland, Palace, who are near enough for us in the league. Villa as well. And Villa, let's not act like Villa didn't have an awful window. They had an awful window and an awful start to the season, and they're above us right now. So as much as our window wasn't great, we still spent quite a lot of money. And we don't rate our left wingers, for example, that we invested in, but they've got to still come in there and deliver and give us something. So yeah, as much as you're right to bring up the Club World Cup, you're absolutely right to bring that up. But we still got to do our part, and that's get the most out of this team, which is what the manager needs to be doing, and these players need to do themselves.
I think game management becomes more of a thing now because of the Club World Cup. And like you said, there's been too many games of recent where players are being overplayed, and you can just see they're not getting about. I've even thought Cucurella's performances have dropped along with Enzo's, in parts as well. You just not looked as sharp getting around the pitch as well, and you could see it. And I do think that Matt, big up Matt in the chat. He mentioned Lavia's fitness not being around as well, and giving us that availability as well, because it's kind of forced Reece James to have to come in there. I think if you have Lavia fit and Santos fit, you can then start managing Reece James and Gusto, and you can switch them around comfortably, no problems, right? Because they can give you minutes in that position if it's half and half, or a game for one, a game for another, whatever. But Lavia's really, really like, I'm not blaming him for it, but like it's really a problem that he's just not available. Like we really struggle in the midfield with the legs. And he went for a little decent period where he was actually fit, and it was good because he was playing the Champions League games against fucking whoever we were playing, Karabag or whoever it was. You know what I mean? He was coming in.
Yeah.
That's the one he got injured, isn't it? I think Karabag.
Yeah. In the Conference League, yeah. You said Champions League, and obviously that was Conference League at the time. But yeah, no, you're right. So that was big for us at the time. But again, when you have those kind of injuries, that's why it's on the manager to find solutions. And he has found a solution with Reece James in the midfield, and Gusto's form being a lot better this season as well. And obviously, we know that they're both going to start on the weekend. So that's one thing that he's done well, which is good. But again, obviously, we have to keep finding solutions, keep finding ways to get the most out of this team, because it is a talented squad. It's also a very, a lot of money was invested into this squad. So we have to get the most out of it, man.
Yeah, Matt. Do you worry as well, Matt, with the rotation and these number of games that we've got coming up?
I do. I think what Matt was saying about Lavia, I mean, it's just he was fundamental to it, and I think like you guys have both alluded to, like it's almost then forced us to play Reece in that midfield, which again, Reece is just so good. He just looks like he's a natural midfielder anyways, but I just worry that he's going to start getting leggy soon, because we are kind of playing continuously, which is fantastic for us, but I just worry if his body's going to be able to hold. But it just going back to Lavia though, again, it's just one of those things where these injuries he's getting, they kind of seem to be like slight impact injuries. Then we get a slight delay in training, that he gets like a relapse, and he has to kind of be out on the sidelines again. And Maresca's then saying he's injured and that's it. There's no time frame. And I think, again, we spoke about this on the Discord slightly yesterday, and we were talking about, even like, Ray Allen's there saying about Adam Wharton and stuff. I think next year, the fact that we are potentially being linked, I think that's Lavia's time's done. Personally, I think it's either Lavia's time done, or I believe that they're going to let the chat might not like me saying this, but could they see Santos being surplus requirements and try and make profit on him? Get 60-70 million bid. If they can't get the recoup back on Lavia, I don't know. And that's probably for another day to chat about all that. But I think going back to what you're saying now, I think having Sue go out and Lavia, I think the midfield is going to get run ragged, and they're going to.
I don't think people fully understand how much football Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo have played. I don't generally think people are actually thinking how much, and the fact that they've actually played through most 90 minutes, whether they're carrying an injury or not, because we haven't had any choice. How much football these two have actually put into playing on the pitch. And yes, they've not, obviously more so Enzo than Caicedo, because Caicedo's shown us consistency for sure. But, they've not always been able to show us the levels. But you can kind of understand it when you're playing as much football as they are every week, every 3 days, every week, 4 games in 10 days or whatever the fuck it is that we're playing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot. It catches up to you in a while. So I think Lavia over these last 2 seasons or whatever that's not been able to keep himself fit has let us down in terms of being able to rotate. But we do have a Santos in there, and Santos is a good player. I think he has a lot of good qualities, but I do think he also needs time, and I think you have to be careful with how much you're doing with him in game. I don't think you should just be throwing him in games. I think you kind of need to, rotate him well and manage him well and bring him in. You get to 60 minutes tomorrow. If Enzo's puffing again, just get him off the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Give us some legs up there, if Caicedo's not 100%, you've got that option because you've got Reece James there. You could probably play with Santos and Reece James, right? If you need to, worst case, So, it's just about having continuous legs. And then it's just the attack. And the attack for me is the one thing that worries me more than everything. When I look at what we've got at the moment, it's the attack. I'm more confident now Palmer's back because we miss Palmer so much. And I think Palmer's so important. But I also think we have to be very careful with Palmer, especially with the amount of football that we've got coming up as well. But then I look at Delap, who's coming back against Aston Villa, for example. Is he going to step his game up? Are we going to see more momentum and more of a mature physical performance from him stepping up and helping the team? João Pedro has 15 GNA, I heard today. Is that correct? Since he's come to, since this season?
Really?
I think it is. Which
I need to check that. It seems quite high. But if that is, fair enough.
If it is, I'm going to be pretty shocked. Is it 15 GNA? I don't know, in all comps. If it is, fair play. Huh?
Wait, 15 GA for who?
João Pedro.
João Pedro. Not all comps. No, I know he's got 7 in the league, which is just 1 behind Neto. But I'd have to double check that. Let me check.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet earlier this morning saying João Pedro has 15 GNA this season. I was like, no way.
It could be for Chelsea because it might include the Club World Cup as well.
Whilst you're looking at that, Ray Allen then saying about don't forget Buonanotte. I mean, trust me, I'm surprised he even stayed on the pitch against Cardiff. He looked awful. I was ready to send him back to Brighton.
He had a good second half though before he came off.
He did. In fairness to him, there was. The thing I find with Buonanotte, and I've always said this, something everyone says, he's a very tidy player, but there's just not much substance to him after that. And I just think at a level of being at Chelsea, regardless if you're a fringe player or not, you need to have a bit more than just being a system tidy player, especially in that position as well, because I think it's a lot to ask for being in that position. Seeing what Enzo has to try and produce in that position, or whether it's Cole. I'm not saying he's at that level, but he's just not, I just don't think he's done enough, but I think we all know that.
12 GNA, including the Club World Cup. João Pedro. Apparently at this moment in time. I just had a look. But, minus the GNA from the Club World Cup, that's 3. He's nearly on.
That's 9. Yeah, it's 9 because he's got 8 in the league and he's got 1 in the champs against Atalanta. So, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I need more from him. I know people think I'm a little bit harsh on João Pedro, but I know he's carrying injuries as well, so I find it very hard to always pinpoint fingers at him. But I just feel like when I watch him, he's one of them players that really stresses me out when I watch him sometimes. Because he'll just take too many touches on the ball. He'll lose the ball stupidly, and I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing? He just has these moments in his game, and I don't know whether that's down to fitness, consistency, injury, playing as many games, because he didn't play this as many games at Brighton, did he? Or whoever Watford he was before. This is a lot of football he's now playing. Maybe he's adjusting to it as well. But I'm willing to give João Pedro more time because obviously I do think he's better around the likes of Cole Palmer, and I think chemistry is important. I do think his best position at Chelsea is a number 9. I don't see him as a 10 when Palmer's in the team. I think that's the only way you really get him in the team because let's be serious. If Delap was firing, let's say this, if Delap was firing and scoring goals and was our top goal scorer and Palmer was fit, where did João Pedro get in his team?
He would just be back up, innit? I mean, he could maybe play off the left
I was about to say,
if you tweak the system
We've never
slightly.
seen him play off the left.
You've done it for Brighton.
I know, but
Obviously,
West
Maresca mentioned it in pre-season. Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
we've just not needed it because obviously we spent 100 million on left wingers in the summer, so we wouldn't really need him to go on the left for us, really. But I do hear your point about João Pedro. He can be very frustrating because he does some things on the pitch where you're just taking too many touches, which you don't need to do. And obviously, that's maybe okay at Brighton, but now you're at Chelsea where you're playing alongside £100 million players and Cole Palmer. Like, you don't need to be doing that. But again, it's kind of like the Willian thing, because Willian was a quality player for us, but there would be things that he would do on the pitch that would just make you be like, why did you do that? Like, Willian could be very frustrating. We all remember the times watching him, but sometimes that makes it seem like he's playing worse than what he is. Because at least with João Pedro, he doesn't hide. He tries to get involved. Obviously, I think even against Everton, he fought a lot. He won the most duels on the pitch that game. And like, he was able to fight a lot just to get involved and to create chances for others. Obviously, we didn't create enough chances for him. But I feel like we just now, with Palmer in the team, we've got to just focus more on trying to create chances for this guy, because obviously he's going to be our striker. We need him scoring goals, and he's shown that he can be clinical for us in the Club World Cup, and even early in the season when he wasn't getting many chances but still scoring goals.
Do you think he'd have a big game tomorrow? You think you expect him to have a big game tomorrow as a striker? Because I feel like he is very physical. Like, we do play long balls to him, and I think he holds it up quite well in times. You know, he can link up the play quite comfortably. So, you know, he should be thriving on the opportunities of playing against the weakened defence. Firstly. Do you know what I mean?
He definitely should. He definitely should. He's got to see this as an opportunity to like cement his place. Not even cement his place in the team, because we know he's starting with the lab injured, but like, you know, just rebuild
that next game.
What he started with. Because again, he came into Chelsea and people felt like, oh, he was going to change our lives. He was a big change on Nico Jackson, and it's like now he's lost a bit of that favour, a little bit of that sort of shine on his name. He's got to like try and rebuild that now, or rebuild that confidence, because we know that a fully confident João Pedro that's putting in goals is going to be a really big player for us, man. We know this.
Well, hopefully, like what Jem said though, is the fact that Cole Palmer's back. Hopefully, we're going to see a bit more of a rejuvenated João Pedro, because the fact that he's got someone of Palmer's class and vision in the team, hopefully he can be a bit more confident, a bit, puff his chest out a bit more.
He wants players to link with. Obviously, Palmer's somebody that he can link with. Like, he doesn't really link up with Neto like that. Neto and Garnacho are more about getting to the byline and crossing it. But obviously, Palmer wants to link up with him. But obviously, we've seen that with Esteval as well. So, like, Palmer's back in the team, then that certainly gives João Pedro some sort of supply line that can get him more involved in the game and get him more chances and hopefully get him more goals.
For sure. I need to dip, guys, because I need to still pack, and I've got a flight at 6 a.m. as well. I'm not even.
No worries. Before you guys go, another prediction. The big fight's on tomorrow. What's your prediction for Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua? Not necessarily, but I want to know.
I mean, really, the prediction should be how long is it gonna go before AJ sparks him? That's the actual prediction, right?
Yeah. I've got a feeling it's going to be round 2, and I think any point that Jake Paul is going to get on the ropes, I think they're going to throw in a towel. They're going to protect him, and I think the ref's going to protect him too.
I think it's going to go longer.
That can't happen, because the whole Jake Paul experience has been about you build him up by fighting people that he should always beat. Fighting a freaking 70-year-old Mike Tyson, all this bullshit, right? Like, you do it for this moment here where the whole world wants to watch this guy get sparked out. So as much as I think he's gonna like run around the ring and hide, and like, he's not gonna fight like Ngannou, right? Ngannou actually tried to win, and that's why he got sparked out in 2 rounds. Jake Paul's gonna be a troll, run around, defend, maybe throw the odd punch here and there, and like try like hide. But as soon as he gets hurt, don't throw in a towel. They should remove the towel from his fucking corner, because the whole world is watching to see this guy get knocked spark out cold. So don't rob us of that moment, because people have been spending thousands to watch this guy for how many years, waiting for the moment to see this guy get knocked out. So now the moment's here. They can't deny us of that. We got to see this guy get knocked out, bro.
Is there any way that Jake Paul can beat him?
Anyway. Not if it's legit. Not if like AJ's been told he can't knock him out, or just carry him for a bit. No, like the gap in skill, in training, and experience is too big. Like, on top of the fact that AJ's just a much bigger guy. Like, there's no way. It can't be competitive. Other than just Jake Paul just trolling and like running around. Because again, anybody in decent shape can like make it hard to be knocked out. If you're not trying to win, then obviously it can be hard to beat somebody, like to finally get that knockout punch. But eventually, AJ being an experienced ex-world champion, you're gonna eventually find the punch, bro. It's gonna happen.
Because
I
I don't think
remember,
we've ever seen. Sorry, go on, Jim. Carol, mate.
No, I was just saying. I remember when KSI had to fight one of the Furies, and he was he was doing the most awkward shit in the ring.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't get nowhere near him. Fury. He was like just throwing punches like that. He was
And
ducking
then
his head down.
clinching. Yeah.
Yeah, he could do nothing. It was like, how are you meant to box against someone that's just chucking their chin in, looking down, and just swinging, like literally throwing fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's even
it was-
similar with Rance. Obviously, you guys know Rance, obviously the YouTuber. Obviously, he had his fight, and obviously the guy that he was fighting was like clinching a lot, which made it hard for like Rance to like get out and like punch him. But again, we're talking about AJ. He's an experienced heavyweight
Yeah, it's-
against a guy who's a blown up
Yeah.
cruiserweight who's an amateur pretty much. So
And-
like,
and
obviously, he's
Joshua-
gonna know how to like like break the clinch, use his footwork to get around. But also, he's just bigger and stronger than him, so he's gonna overpower him anytime he gets close.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to say round 2. I think he's going to feel him out a bit in the first round. Probably hit a couple strong jabs, and I think in the set he'll go, okay, right, time to go now. And then I believe he'll get rocked. He'll go on the ropes, and I'm telling you, there'll be a flurry
10
of
rounds?
Joshua. It's 8 rounds, and I think
8
there's going to be a flurry of Joshua because he attacks when he knows someone's hurt, and I think they're immediately going to protect him. I think the ref will too, because I know how dangerous this is. Like, Jake Paul should not be anywhere near that at all, and he could get seriously hurt. Like, so I think they're going to protect him.
I do think people are really underlooking Jake Paul. I'm not saying he's going to beat Joshua, but in terms of boxing, this guy's been boxing for a while. You know, he's not.
Yeah,
he's not
5 years.
Like,
5 years. He's not a
random guy
YouTuber anymore.
A couple of months boxing training and for thinks he can fight. He's been in the ring a number of times. You know, all right, it's not against bigger people, but like. Listen, I think he's going to make it awkward. I wouldn't be shocked if we get to round 5 and they're still going.
That would be a complete shock to me. For me, I feel like 3 rounds at most, and then it's like, okay, AJ, what are you doing here? Because
I think AJ will knock him out in 5th or 6th round. That's what I've gone with. That's what.
Even too long though. I can't lie. That's too long, bro.
Yeah, but he could just be awkward at the beginning, and then what? The minutes go past, he can't get into his game, and then after a while, Jake Paul gets tired and he's not moving around as much, and that's when I can imagine AJ just going into that mode where he's just bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean?
I think that's the only time I think Jake could potentially catch him is if he does get frustrated, and then he kind of then starts swinging, and he saw that Andy Ruiz. Not saying that Jake Paul's anywhere near Andy Ruiz's level. He does that overhand because he does have that punch, but I fucking.
But we'll see.
Knocked out. Anyway, Jem. Sorry, mate. I'll let you guys. I thought it was interesting.
That was a good question.
Score predictions, quickly. I didn't ask you.
2-0 Chelsea tomorrow.
2-1
Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea. Okay, cool. Well, we'll be back for the match reaction. We got. I'm going to be flying tomorrow, so I'll be in Dubai. Hopefully, we'll do a match reaction. Well, if it's not tomorrow, it'll be Sunday for sure. We're definitely going to be doing one. Don't worry about that. We're going to be updating all of the intros. We've got our own intro as well and countdowns. We've got everything made up, man, that we had on playback. So we're going to bring that across as well. Get it all set up and ready.
Yeah. And join the Discord as well. So probably on game day, obviously. We will be on Discord, probably doing a lineup reaction. Not sure if there's going to be a stream for the game, but there'll be halftime reaction as well. So it's always good just to come along, just to say your views. Hopefully at that point, we're going to talk about how good Chelsea is. But yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll do a full match reaction when Jem's back in Dubai.
Cool, man. Well, there's a Discord link. Go and follow it. We've got over 100 people in Discord now as well. So go and follow it over there and join. A good little place for everyone to get involved and talk as well. We do voice chats over there as well. It's quite fun. And we continue to keep going, man. That's all we can do. We keep going, keep pushing out the content. And big up Ads again for jumping in, as always. Popping through.
Pleasure to be here, man.
And we'll, I'm sure we will see Ads probably in the reaction. If he's around, we'll see. Big up, guys. Up the fucking Chelsea. See you in a bit. Take care, guys. Peace.